Hi, thanks for checking in on different ways to connect with your heart, your soul, by awakening your creative heart. I'm Damini Celebrate, and this is one of my weekly Facebook Live conversations about how the creative process is healing. So the technique that I talk about here is based out of the book, ta-da, Painting the Landscape of Your Soul. And I consider this whole process a process of self-discovery, a process of holistic healing on some level. So this is not about learning how to do a technique. This is about how learning to become you. So thanks for joining in. What I'd like to do first is go ahead and light a candle and really allow ourselves to come into sacred space, to connect with our body, with our heart, with our senses, and let the day-to-day world just go for a little while. So I like using a candle because the candle helps remind me of the light in my heart. And as you know, sometimes you feel bright and light, and sometimes you feel a bit dim. And so the candle is always reminding me of the pureness of the light that's inside us. And then I also like to, the whole process of creating sacred space is to allow your body, mind, spirit, muscle memory to know that you're coming into your time, into sacred time. And it's the best way to kind of allow muscle memory to really transform, or to allow muscle memory, to transform, is to create a pattern, a ritual that says to your body, okay, here, coming into sacred space right now. So use your senses. Light a candle, burn some incense. And with each part of the ritual, notice how you begin to feel. Because this process is an embodied spiritual practice, what's important is that you keep coming back to your body. You keep coming back and reflecting how you feel, how your body's feeling. And then I also like to use sound. And again, using all your senses to letting your body knowing that you're coming in to a sacred time. And again, notice how you feel. Notice if your breath is any different. Notice how you feel when you allow yourself some time to come into sacred space. When you come into sacred space, you come into the realm of your heart and not your mind. You come into the realm of the present moment, not the past or the future or the woulda, shoulda, couldas, have tos. They will all be there when you're done. But when you create sacred space for any process that you do that's deep and meaningful, you stay in the present moment. You come into your heart space. And let's take that a little bit deeper now and then come into our body even more. And this is a grounding technique. You may have your own grounding technique, which you're very welcome to do, or you can just hang with me, go on to the ride with me. And so what I'd like you to do is bring your awareness to wherever your body is touching the earth. That could be one point or multiple points. Don't have to do anything fancy. Just bring your awareness to where your body touches the earth. And now bring your awareness, so you're bringing your mind to that place, and you're going to invite your breath to also come down to that place. And again, notice how you feel. Notice how you feel as you come more and more into our bodies, into your body. And also know that when you're grounded, all the sounds of life that are around you, or the demands of life around you, are going to still be there. But you'll be able to kind of take in the information, the sounds, the words, the requests in a different way because you're in your body if they show up during this process. Now, the other thing that's really beautiful about being grounded is that all that static that's in your energy field, like the swirling, the I'm beside myself, all this shoulda, woulda, coulda, oh, but all that stuff that we're just thinking. As you get grounded, that energy, that excessive energy, if you will, comes all the way out of your field and into the ground, and the ground neutralizes. There's not really any bad energy, it's just energy that's in the wrong place at the wrong time. So we're just taking all that static and we're bringing it into the body so it can be neutralized. So one of the benefits of grounding, besides coming into your body, is that it slows your mind down and it takes away anxiety. It takes away that eek that's all up here, And again, as you're grounded, notice how your body feels. The more you keep coming back to noticing how your body, mind, spirit is, the more that you're changing your neural pathways, your body, mind, spirit, muscle memory to come back to balance. In this case, to come back to balance and being grounded. Now bring your awareness to your chest area and to your heart area. And invite your breath to come all the way, not only down to your feet, but into your chest area. And as your breath comes into your chest area, your body begins to soften. Just naturally. And there's an expression in shamanism that shamans see with their hearts and not with their eyes. And seeing with your heart means that you are in a soft, open-hearted place where you are taking what you quote unquote see in with your senses. That you are not being analytical, but allowing the experience of life around you to kind of fill you, to see that way. And I have to say that of all the Out of all the ways to do this deep transformational work, one of the most important things is to be embodied, to come into your body and be grounded. So over the past couple months, we've talked about some of the processes or concepts, if you will, or I actually like to call them tools for life, like learning to trust your gut and not judging what's showing up, not holding on too tight, or how to stay with the flow. And don't cover anything up because you don't like it. So hence, don't put things away or tuck parts of yourself away. And staying in the present moment with one brush stroke at a time and honoring the process, not the outcome. So these are absolutely tools for life. They're also the guidelines for this creative process. So I encourage you to go ahead and look at some of the other videos. We've talked about body, mind, spirit, and then through most of March, we also talked about how to raise your vibration, how to raise your energy with different techniques of guided visualization, of a guided shamanic journey, of a meditative experience, so you can come deeper and deeper into yourself. And, you know, they're not only tools of how to get to understand yourself deeper, but they're also tools that you can take out into life, on every aspect of the life. And because the painting of the landscape of the soul process incorporates subtle energy healing and shamanism and intuitive creation, it is a healing modality. And it's important to know that. So all these tools engage not only your physical body, but your chakras, your acupuncture meridians, your auric fields. So sometimes the healing starts from the inside out, and sometimes the healing starts from the outside in. But because this is an inner landscape conversation, you're always asking your body, you're always asking your feelings to guide the way. So today I wanted to talk about stories, and I think I've talked a bunch about stories, but obviously they're worth revisiting again. So the question is what's in your way? I mean, if you're here watching this video, you are on a spiritual path. You are here, you're here, and you're desiring to be the highest expression of yourself, right? I mean, otherwise you'd be doing something else, but you're here. And perhaps you're here because you really love to paint, but you get all twisted up in making it right, you know, which is telling you, which your soul is telling you, there's another way. You know, we go through life trying to be good, trying to be right, trying to follow the rules and regulations set up by society. And you know, if you're very, very lucky, you may have moments in your day-to-day where you can just let all that go. But the truth is, it's embedded, and it's embedded deep into us. And so we need outlets to kind of come back to our raw, wild, natural selves, the soul aspect of why we're here. And so for me, it's the intuitive creative process that totally drops you into that place, but doesn't leave the rest of you behind. It takes all of you with you. It takes your body, it takes your feelings, it takes the aches that or roadblocks with you. It takes all of you, into the process so you can be whole. You know, and we all know this, that you cannot be the highest expression of yourself and ignore some of the parts about yourself that you don't like, right? Because you're not just bringing yourself together. And so this process really helps bring you back to your highest truth, back to your soul's truth. In a way, it's almost a soul remembering of who you are. And so, we're here, we're human, we're on the earth, and we get in the way of ourselves. And so what is in the way for you? If you could just stay in this open-hearted space and just say, what is in the way? And what I know about this process is what's in the way may not always come up as a word. It may come up as a body feeling, an expression, and a crunching in your heart area, in your head, in your chest, in your little toe. Doesn't matter. You're letting your body lead the way. And this is the unconscious process. And this is where this work is super brilliant. The more that you allow your unconsciousness to get the clue that you want to be a whole soul-centered being, right? The more your body's going to kind of let you look at what's in the way. And so what's in the way? How is your body telling you what's in the way? Just close your eyes for a minute and just see if you can notice where your body is getting your attention. This is an embodied practice. So where's your body getting in the way? Or where's your body telling you that you need to focus? And honor everything that comes up. And chances are, if you chase the thread of whatever just came up, it's going to come down to fear on some level. Fear that you're not good enough, fear that you're not blah enough, fear blah, 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 all these things that just stop you. And so when you think about fear, how does your body feel? What happens to your body? And this is super useful, not only for the painting process, the journaling process, but for life. So how does your body feel? Where is fear sitting in your body? And some of you may be going, no way, I'm not going there. I don't want to go there. Fine, don't think about it. It's the intention. It's the intention that gets dropped into the pool of your being, and to trust the process that your intuitive creative self is going to start allowing this process, your body, to talk to you. So when you think about that thing that stops you, that story, that fear, where is it in your body? And if you're working with paint alone, you can ask your body what color or what shape or what movement or expression of that wants to show up on the paper. You could also start this process by moving. So like saying fear hits me here. I can start allowing, with conscious movement, embodied movement, allow this part of my body to start to move. And it's kind of moving, it's just informing you, I want to say. And so at some point, what I like to do is allow my body to begin to move what's stopping me or this fear. And then I go over and I say, great, what color? What brush do I use? What movement do I want to express? So this is a process-based work. It's not about what it looks like at the end. It's more about what you discover about yourself as you go through the process. I don't tend to use words because words actually are limiting. You know, once we see the word, we go, oh yeah, next. But when we're in this deep, unconscious, subconscious world of our body and inviting our, our intuition and our body to lead the way, things will come up differently. Things will come up that you never even really thought about. And it's deeply healing at the same time. So if you're watching my little videos on what I call Soulscape journaling, I am using words, but I'm writing, but I'm not really attached to the words. Again, it's another way of just getting the feelings out onto paper. Because in Chinese medicine, anything that is in your body that gets stuck creates illness, body, mind, or spirit. So if the emotions are getting stuck, or the words are getting stuck, or the fear is getting stuck, or the story is just stopping you, it will cause pathology. It will cause illness. And so allowing your body to move, to paint, to express is transformational and healing. And that is why I am so passionate about being here every week and sharing with you this process, this work. So share it with your friends. I wanted to remind you that go ahead to demimicelebrity.com and sign up on the mailing list, and that way you can get my newsletters, which come monthly, and they often have a kind of lesson and a meditation to help you awaken your creative heart. And check out my blog where there's a lot of soul journaling, and all these calls are there. So there are different ways, different conversations about how to collect, how to connect with your inner landscape. And if you want to do the deep dive, there is a retreat in Pennsylvania coming up in July that has about 6 spots left. And there's another live in-person retreat in New Mexico in November at Ghost Ranch, and they are all on my website. So what's important now, that if you haven't joined my mailing list, go ahead. You'll get a free mini class on painting as a spiritual practice. Go ahead and check out any downloadable classes that are there for the offering. And there's a lot of live vids, so you can just start exploring your inner landscape. Please reach out if you have any questions. I would love to talk with you about the process. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you. Now go paint.